Okay, so first we're going to talk about starting with the disc. Marley, can you... Rob over here. So our general strategy for defense, especially as the disc is being cleared, is we're going to play very zoney, and we're not going to mark necessarily. So if y'all can go ahead and set up on offense.
Have we already cleared?
No, you're starting behind the...
Yeah, starting behind. So it's like we're just starting right here in this situation. Let's, in general, so if I'm going to stop Rob, I'm going to kind of be more here in this situation. Karen kind of have this under on Aviva over here. And then we'll have Bob on Spencer, kind of guarding the other side of the hoop. And in this situation, X can be a little bit more over the top.
Like a deep.
Kind of like a deep, yeah, exactly. We are comfortable going a little off gender, especially as they are clearing, just to try to work together. So let's say they work it up. You know, there might be situations where like Gabe starts to cut across and Bob can pick up and I can maybe help over here, and we can do a switch. Or a similar situation, it's like Eva comes all the way under, then we can do a switch here. Right, just trying to really talk to each other and doing a lot of pointing of like where people are moving. Let's have you all start to like get the disc over close to the clear box.
Oh no. God damn.
Well, down to 4.
Is it a...
So there's a lot of danger in this area that can happen of making sure that we have at least one deep. So as we start to transition here, there's a lot of situations where if you're not on, can you get a little bit more off the field, please? So I'm
Project more.
okay. So as we start to get here, we want to start to be a little bit more tighter. It's less, we get a lot tighter off the person. But in this situation, like if Bob and Karen and myself are all really pinched up here, right, with X as well, like let's say X tries to play on Gabe and I was kind of more guarding Steph or Spencer. Bob's really got to make sure that Bob is last back so that we don't get easy twos, right? That's really bad. This can be either gender. This is a big reason why we want to sub on offense as much as possible, because if Bob's going subbing, we're absolutely screwed in this situation. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to talk about like kind of the 3 different ways that people score in Goalty, at least in my opinion. One is kind of just the, you just get a little bit closer here. And we'll just have you two for now. So we're shooting along too. Is Bob tried to play a little bit too far, no under, and Rob just wins over the top. And it goes through. Yeah, that's kind of one of the more basic ways to score. It's very similar to like Ultimate, basically. Is you just kind of win a deep cut, right? The other way that people score, can I get you two in the back, please? I need to get a little closer here. Is this going to be our primary offense? This is kind of going to be our motion offense. Our goal as a team is to get the disc very close, just because it's a lot easier to score when you're close than when you're far. So what we're going to be doing in this situation, so we're going to have Dark is going to be on offense here, is we're going to run a pick play. So basically what's going to happen is X on Spencer over here. Spencer is going to set a very clean pick on Karen. The picks that we're trying to do are trying to be very safe in the situation of we're trying to do them on stationary targets as much as possible and making sure that they see it. If we do a blind pick, we're going to look really fucking stupid and we're going to like kick that out of the league. That happens. So we're trying to set a very safe pick on the situation. What we're trying to do here is attack both posts. So Spencer's going to set the pick on Karen. Based off of the direction that Spencer, based off the direction that Spencer sets the pick, Aviva's going to try to go and do what's called rubbing the pick. So if we set up that pick one more time, which is where we're going to try to rub the shoulder so you go shoulder to shoulder. So if Spencer set that pick, Spencer, I like the angle. Can you switch up your angle to go the opposite direction so you go more left? Now Aviva can now, in this situation, still rub the shoulder, but kind of head more towards the front cone instead. And then Spencer always heads to the opposite cone, right? Setting a pick is kind of one of the best ways to score, especially when you're doing more single gender. In this situation, it's going to be even better because I think switches are less likely to happen. But it's going to be very easy because if we set up the pick Because what happens is Aviva can kind of make this cut, just walk it, great. Now let's say X switches, stay in position, right? Spencer's already doing it here, but Spencer has sealed Karen out, right? So Spencer can immediately go and win this cone. It's a really great way to score. The last way to score is going to be more of a one-on-one situation. Can I have the men out, please? And then can I have you two are going to cut over here? This is Tuna's favorite cut, but it's pretty simple. Let's have Karen, you're going to be on defense here in this situation. Is just feel free to walk the cut. In this situation, Aviva's trying to win this inside shoulder and then go right like here, and then just basically like stick her butt into Karen. Doing kind of a big seal. And then be able to seal all kind of in either direction. Tuna will do this like really wide thing. This is something that we have to be really aware for because it's very advantageous, and Tuna will just kind of sit there. Make sure that if you see other teams doing that, make sure you call 3 seconds for goaltending in that situation. That's all. Thank you.